So I saw a website today. It's one of the few ones whose loading screen becomes the part of the hero section, which is really awesome. Good job, jcm.com or .ch. Rolling down, everything looks sweet, but this one thing caught my attention. If everything is so smooth, then why didn't they animate the tab changes? I mean, it's obvious to at least expect something rather than just popping here and there. So I decided to add it myself. Let's change it from this to something like this. We're going to use GSAP's Flip plugin to implement this because it has got some really next level features. But there are a lot of things to keep in mind when using it with React. So I read the docs, tried to understand the working, didn't understand shit because I need AI to tell me what's going on, even for the dumbest task. Tell me, is that something you also face? Let me know in the comments. So I had a very sweet conversation with GPT, and while trying to understand the working of the Flip plugin, I understood how it works, and this is what I learned. So in the code, we have an array of tab elements. We mapped it and added some styles into it, as you can see. But the first thing is how we indicated which tab is active. Let's create a use state and point it to the individual tabs available. So when you click on any tab, then that specific element will be active. But the problem is not solved yet. How would we have a box that will traverse through the active element? This is the main question. Let's actually create a box that will be in the background of whichever elements that's active. We'll have it positioned absolute and relative to the tabs container, and we'll animate it when the tab changes. But to animate, we need to point out two things. One, what to animate, and second, where to animate. So to answer the first one, we will animate the box that will point out to the active elements, and second, we need to animate it over the active tabs. So let's point them out using useRef. So the highlighted ref will point out the active box, and this ref array will be populated with the values from the tabs element. Now inside this use GSAP, we have this active state as dependency. When we click on any tab, the active state changes, and because it's a dependency, it triggers the use GSAP to run again. Therefore, the animation gets triggered. Now we'll do a flip. Flip stands for first, last, inverse, and play, and this goes in sequence. First captures the element's initial position and size. Last captures the element's final position and size after the state change. Invert calculates the difference and reverts the transform to make it look like it didn't move yet. But this doesn't show up on the screen. Why? Because it all happens in the background. And finally, we have play. This is what happens in front of the screen, and this is where we animate the element from its initial position to its final position. Let's write it down. First, we are taking active index out of the current tab. With that index, we locate the new targeted tab. But what if the values are null or undefined? We'll check for that constraint. Then we check the position of the highlighted box using flip.getState. Now we transfer the highlighted box to the targeted tab that we took previously, but this happens in the background as we discussed. Since we have the initial state and the final position, so we will animate it from initial to final with a duration of 1 second and some ease, and that's it. That's how it works. You can change the colors and play with its styles and shape and get your desired look. Let me know if you found this video interesting. Make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Thank you.